Want to welcome y'all to another episode of Respect My Mind. I'm your host, Rolando, aka Ro, aka Mr. ATM. However you want to do it, however you want to call it. With me, I have my co-host, Teflon Dom, Mr. Dominic. We want to send a prayer out for our other co-host, Mark, for his son. His son dealing with a major little fever right now. So prayers up to our
Right.
boy and his family. So get well
Yes,
soon,
sir.
nephew. We'll see you on the next episode, Big Mark. So
Most
we're gonna get off
definitely.
into it. We're gonna get off into it. For everybody that's tuned in, we also want to thank y'all for tuning in, subscribing, sharing. We just getting our feet wet right now, and we're gonna figure all this out, and we're gonna keep rolling. We're not gonna stop. I feel like we feel like actually not I, but we feel like men's mental health is very important and not spoken about enough. So this is what we're here for. This is our goal. Our goal is to open that door for like-minded people, um, but most importantly, men that are in situations and they need an outlet. So we're gonna go with it like that. So we're gonna jump straight off into it. Every episode we're gonna start off with a mental check. Um, Dominic, mental check in.
Um, so I'd say for today, um, I'm gonna say I'm still at a seven. Still at a seven.
That's good,
Pretty
bro.
straight, pretty
That's
straight,
good.
no complaints.
Yes,
It's been a
sir.
long week.
Has
Um, yeah, it's been a long week, man. And then the new week starts today. Then the next week is already here, man. So
Yeah, gotta go back to work tomorrow. Gotta go
yeah,
back to the other.
yeah. Same,
Gotta go back to the
same
other
day,
job.
different day.
Yeah, man. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. At least it's not, beneath that threshold where we feel like we have to worry and, hey man, you want to talk about it? We could talk about it. But
Right.
and I'm glad to hear that. For me, man, I'm at an all-time high. Yesterday I was at an 8.5. For y'all that's
Mm-hmm.
tuning in, we did drop an episode yesterday, but we had to bring it down because of my network connectivity. I was having network issues, but we had a great episode, and we're gonna pull clips from that episode and we'll also post them on our YouTube and also on our social media platforms. But right now, man, I'm at a 10, bro. I'm at a 10, bro.
Oh
Like
man,
I'm at a 10, bro.
that's
And
a,
if I could,
that's a that's a perfect score.
that's like it's perfect, bro. Like, oh man, I've had an excellent weekend, bro. So for y'all that don't know, I'm my sister came to Houston. I live in Houston. My sister and my brother, you know,
Hmm.
family came to Houston, and my sister's birthday is coming up April 16th, and I felt real good about this whole weekend because it's been a long time since I've actually been with my family and felt whole
Hmm.
again. You and me and my
Right.
family been going me and my family been going through a lot, and we've been around each other, but I have yet to feel whole because of situations, things we've been going through. We lost our sister last year, our baby sister at that, our youngest sister, and
Hmm.
it's really affecting each and every one of us, like my family members, and especially my immediate family, my
Hmm.
sisters, my mom. It's affecting us in ways that it shouldn't. And my goal is to try to figure it out. And with them being here, we went out, we did a little clubbing, we did a little parlaying, had a good time. And also got to talk to my brother. A lot of
Hmm.
people that know me, they know exactly when I say my brother Trail, they know exactly what I mean, like and how I feel about my brother. But me and my brother relationship has always been excellent. I love my brother. Um,
Hmm.
but I think lately we've kind of um, been at we've been in different mindsets as far as understanding one another the way we used to understand one another. But I think
Mm-hmm.
we had a long we hashed it out, like brothers should. We had a misunderstanding, of course. If you got siblings, you're gonna have that misunderstanding um, one day or another. So we had that misunderstanding. We fixed it. We talked for a while, and I think he gets where I'm coming from, and I definitely get where he's coming from because I practically raised him.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was going through some things, and my brother was a child, and I was the oldest, so I took on a responsibility at an early age, and I tried my best to mold him into a man, and that man he's a great man now. He's a great man. So I know one thing I've done good in my life is show my brother how to be a man, and that's my goal for my kids. My sons. Show them how to be a man. My daughters, show them how to be treated by a man. I'm not the perfect man. I'm not the best man. I have my flaws. I've done my dirt, like as most men in the world have, even though it shouldn't be like that. But I've learned along the way how to just be honest about everything, truthful about everything, and I'm just happy with life right now, bro. Like I don't know, like man, I was in a bad place. I was in
Mm-hmm.
a bad place for a long time since September 2nd, 1:13 a.m. I've been in a bad place mentally, and I'm finally figuring it out, and I'm just thankful to the Lord. For you guys that believe. I'm big on. I haven't always been big on believing, and I think that was my part of my downfall. But now, I'm just big on believing. I'm big on everything done the right way. You know, and I'm just happy, man. My mental check, I'm at a 10. I could be over exaggerating it, but it feels like a 10. It probably could be a 9, but it feels like a 10. And I'm just thankful right now, bro. So I have no complaints, as long as I'm not at those lower levels, that's when
Right.
we're gonna have to talk about it.
I I feel anything above 5, anything above 5 is good. So, but
Facts.
it's a 10, so it's perfect. I mean,
Right.
whether you feel it is or not, I mean, if that's how you feel, then hey, call it a 10.
My bad. My bad. Had to fix something real quick on the camera.
But yeah, that's good though, man. That's good to hear, man. A 10 is perfect, bro.
Right. Yes, sir. And for the background noise, you guys, I'm sitting outside in the garage, so if you hear cars passing by, don't mind that. Just get the message. We're gonna jump off into it. So yesterday on our initial episode, we spoke for 2 hours, 2 hours and 28 minutes about the mental health state, mental capacity, just mental period, and also the value of peace. So I want to rearrange that. We're gonna start off with the
Mm-hmm.
value of peace, and then we're gonna off into how to take care of that mental state of mind. So
Okay.
to you, if you can piggyback, if you can piggyback off everything you were saying yesterday, uh, how do you define the value of peace, and
Mm-hmm.
also to you, where do you, let's say this, how do you value do you believe in the word, do you believe in the catchphrase, the value of peace? How do you feel about when people say you have to value your peace more?
Oh, most definitely, 100%. Um, Without peace of mind, man, that will literally drive you crazy, bro. Like there's a lot more things, man, to life than what social media shows us.
Right.
And the value of peace mentally, man, is probably one of the most precious and priceless aspects that you'll get out of this life, man. Because I always said, man, one of the things that was priceless to me is that when I left home and I made work for 12 to 14 hours a day, dealing with
Mhm.
crazy people and the craziness of this world, man.
Including
When I
myself.
right when I pull into my garage and I open the door, when I walk into my home, I know there's peace there. I know I'm not
Okay,
leaving
let
hell
me stop
and
you.
coming in the hell. Go ahead.
Let me stop you quick. So I like that. I like when you said when you pull in your garage,
Hmm.
it's different. So
Different.
have you ever been in a position where you brought work home,
Man, I used to
disturbing the
bring work
peace,
home.
basically?
I used to bring work home all the time, bro. And I mean all the time. Um, Peace was always here, man, but I had peace at home, but inside mentally and inside emotionally, I wasn't at peace because I allowed a
How
job to
did it?
disrupt my personal peace.
Right. How did that affect your family?
They saw the change. Of course, when you going through it, you don't see the change because you in denial.
Mm.
It's like being an addict. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when you going through something, you don't see it. Everybody else see it. Everybody else sees the change, and everybody else knows the reason and the cause. But you stuck in that one place. You in denial, so you don't think you've changed. But in essence, everybody around you sees it, and it affects them way before you even wake up. Way before you even can accept it. It's already you've done quite a bit of damage, especially, depending on how long you let it go on. You've done some real damage,
Yeah.
man, to them people around you, bro. And as somebody who went through it, man, it was a
So
long
I have
time,
another
bro.
question. So when you've put your family through that trauma, because that's trauma,
Hmm.
and we can't
Yeah,
make
for
it.
sure.
We men. We gotta be able to hold it down, hold the family down, and not make excuses.
Hmm.
But how do you fix that, or how did you fix that? I think I know your answer. I'm really pretty sure I know your answer to how you fixed it, but I
Come
want to
on, you
know
know my
what.
answer, but you know my answer, but I'm gonna go ahead and lay it out.
Yeah.
Um, I fixed it in February of 2021 when I turned in my resignation letter and I
Yeah.
left Technip FMC for the final time. Now,
Yeah.
no, let me rephrase that. I changed it, but it wasn't fixed yet because I wasn't fixed. I just changed.
Mm.
I just in February of 2021 is when I accepted it and I knew that I had to do something different. So that's when I made up my mind that it's like an addict, making up his mind that he's going to rehab. At that point in time, I had to make up my
Mm-hmm.
mind and said I'm not doing this no more because of
So
what
you
it
fixed
done
a
to me.
piece of your mental.
Right, I fixed a piece of it. Now That's why I
Mm-hmm.
said I didn't fix it. I changed it. It took a long time, bro.
There you
Long time for me to fix it. Uh,
go.
probably, probably, maybe at least 2 years, bro. At least 2 years to fix it. Cause I was so damaged, bro,
That,
mentally.
and you was heavily invested
Right. Heavily invested,
mentally,
more than I should have been.
physically, mentally, physically, emotionally.
Yep.
Listen, viewers, we're not even speaking on finances. We made good money with that company. We made.
Yes, sir.
We can never go against the financial part of that company.
Hmm.
But the financials isn't always the answer to your emotional spirit, your physical spirit, and your mental spirit, especially your mental
Hmm.
spirit.
Hmm.
So, given that, I want to ask you this: it took you say it took you 2 years to
Just about, yeah.
get back to the person that you know you are, right?
Right.
Why do you think it? I mean, I understand you invested heavily, but what made you give your all to a company like that? That, for one, you don't own the company. You're an important part of that company. Also, you are that.
Hmm.
I tell you that you were an important part. You ran a whole shop yourself. Uh, but is that what made you so invested? Like, because you knew you had a responsibility that really was you were taking advantage of. You were treated unfairly, especially when quote unquote shit hit the fan and we had to move to one shop.
So, man, you know what it is, bro? When you get in a position of power, when you being
Mm-hmm.
placed in a different spot that you've never been in, it's a whole different
Mm-hmm.
dynamic. And
Got you.
when this is the mindset that I had, going back to kind of a little bit what we was talking about in the first episode, you know, that whole mentality that, hey, this is what I got to do. This is the only thing that I know to do. So it's kind of like you want to feel like you're a part of something. And so when they give you that
Mm.
opportunity, it it boosts your mentality and it kind of changes your way of thinking. So now you locked in. You like, oh, okay, well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving in a different direction. So now I got to be locked in because I got to show my quote unquote loyalty. So
Right.
I gotta change the way I think. I gotta change the way I move. You know, I know that I'm being put in a position to where I'm gonna be in the limelight or the spotlight. So I gotta be different. And so
Right.
the deeper you go, the deeper you go into that sleep state, because you ain't woke at that point, they don't put you to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So as you fall deeper into their sleep, and you walking around, just you know where you at, but you don't know what's going on
Being a puppet.
because
Being.
yeah, you've been brainwashed. So
Mm-hmm.
when you so deep, basically when you in too deep, bro, and you walking around there asleep,
Yeah.
they got you.
That's the tough part. When they get you, it's hard to
They
get up out
got you.
of it. And Like I'm gonna keep piggybacking off of our initial episode from yesterday that we didn't air. We're just gonna take clips and publish it. But I send formal apologies to my friends, my longtime friends, my co-hosts, people that I consider brothers and not just somebody I just know of work with. I've been knowing Marcus since I was 16. I'm 35. I've been knowing him for 19 years. I've been knowing
Mm-hmm.
Teflon Don since what 2016, 2015. 8,
2015.
9 years. In 2015, and I had got a position, and we all worked for the same company. Um, Dom was already there when I transferred to his facility. Um, and Mark, I brought I brought Mark in. I forgot what year it was, but I brought Mark in, and Mark hit the floor and took off running. Mark just reminded me of myself when I first got with that company. So I kept holding him to a certain standard. But
Mm-hmm.
Mark a man, and Mark put his foot down with me at a certain point. It got to a point to where our friendship was almost in jeopardy. And
Right.
I tell you one thing, viewers, family. I consider y'all family because if you tune in with us, you family. Never let business ruin relationships that will be with you forever. A business is not forever, especially a business that you don't own. Businesses
Mm-hmm.
that or companies, people that don't care about nothing outside of that job and what they're paying you to do. Um, Never let that jeopardize or put your friendships in jeopardy. Uh, Mark has been there for. Mark has been with me for every child that I've had. He's been there since my first child, and he's still here to this day. We had a long sit down at another friend house. Our friend Antonio, they call him To. We had a
Mm-hmm.
long talk, and we fixed. Our initial episode yesterday, I apologized to Mark. And I said, "Man, I'm sorry for my actions and the way I let myself get brainwashed into this company as this company aura. You know, I wasn't a company man. Anybody will tell you I never was a company man, but I was always about the company. I was just trying to propel my people, and I got too caught up in the moment of, well, they doing this, they promoting us. Me not thinking a job only promoting you because they know who following you. They know if I can get this dude here, then I know I got the rest of them. As a man in your mind, you have to realize when you're being used because of a skill set and not the type and not for the person you are. Um, I was used. Um, I got a position, and I didn't even have a position that I really wanted because a friend of mine was in the position that I wanted, and me and him butted heads about you know certain things. So the same way me and him butted heads, we're still cool to this day. I butted heads with people that were under me. Never let a job ruin your friendships. Friendships are forever. Most friendships are forever. It's okay to, sometimes you do got to cut people off, but authentic relationships, authentic friendships are forever. And nothing can break that. And with me and Dom, like I told Dom, it never was an issue with Dom. It was just more of the way things were handled with him. I feel like I was blaming myself for a lot of stuff. And because I kind of took Dom under my wing and was like, and when he took over, you know, for a position that really was offered to me, in my heart, I was happy about it that he got it instead of somebody else. But in my mind, I'm like, man, I should have just took the position when it was offered to me because I could have been better off than where I was at that point in time. But
Mm-hmm.
I turned the position down and I took the position closer to my home in Louisiana. instead of having to drive to Texas every day. And when they shut that facility down and you came over, I just feel like I was like, dang, I don't know what happened over there, but he just don't care no more at all. Like we used to talk about it, but I ain't know I never knew the depths of it because I
Right.
wasn't there personally feel it. So I used to be like thinking in my head, man, he probably overthinking it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you weren't overthinking it. It definitely was everything you said it was because we started feeling that same pain, that same trauma, that same torture, that same
Right.
slavery
Right.
when they combined us. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
management, management will always persuade you to think that they're on your side the whole time. They're just using you. You know, best thing I can tell people, man, always have more than one source of income. If even if you can't, at least try to figure out. If you can figure out how to make $1 outside of your job, then you can figure out how to make $100 outside of your job. All you got to do is the same way you made that dollar, do it 100 times. If you can figure out how to make that $100, you can make $1,000. All you got to do is do that 1,000 times. And life is a cycle, and most parts of our life is repetitive. Everything we do, a lot of repetitive things. We go to work every day, we wake up every day, we sleep every day, we eat every day, we drink every day. So if you can do all those, if you can do those 5 things without even thinking about it, why can't you do this 1,000 times and not think about it? And it's putting you in a better place financially outside of your job. So that's my knowledge that I want to give to people when it comes to what we were speaking on as far as jobs. And my take on the value of peace. The value of peace is it's highly important. It's more important than even having the best job of your life. You can have the highest paid. You can have the highest paid. You can have the highest paid job. You get. I'm good.
Good.
Okay. I can have the highest paid job, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it means nothing. It means nothing if I'm not happy. It's a waste of my time. You know, you have to put your happiness above everything, and happiness goes with outside of work, goes with life, relationships, friendships, everything you can think of, even with your kids. You know, I mean, you'll never cut your kids off, but you have to have happiness with your kids. Because if you don't show your
Right.
kids happiness, then they're gonna grow up and be the same way you are, and we breaking generational curses over here. And like I said at the beginning, I ain't the best person in the world. I got a whole lot I can fix about myself from being a father, just being a man, just being a person, a good person
Mm-hmm.
in general. There's so many ways I can fix myself. I'm working. I'm working. I ain't gonna ever stop working on that, bro. So that's why I say the value of peace is high in my regards, very high, and it will never come down because without peace, I can't do all the things I just spoke on. I have to have mental peace. I have to have spiritual peace. I have to have a physicality to myself that's in a peaceful state. Like
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to wake up. Like I work, bro. I go to work now. And, I'm in the middle of stretches, and I'm just like that's the physical aspect of the job. You have to stretch every morning. But I'm at work,
Yeah.
and sometimes I'll just be thinking, like, man, I don't know if I'm happy here or not. Because